Hi again, this is Justin Picken from justinpicken.com, and today I'm going to talk about another of the 9 essentials for lifelong vitality. Last blog post I talked about moving with attention. Today we're going to talk about something else that can help you get into a more efficient learning state. Do you remember the last time that you tried to learn something new? The last time you really were intent on learning, you were focused? Do you remember how time passed for you? Do you remember that it kind of seemed to stand still? Even though all those people around you, things, events going on, time seemed to pass at a regular pace for them. For you, it probably passed more as at a snail's pace because you were so intent and focused on what you were doing. Well, one of the reasons that your brain was so awake and alive at that point, really paying attention, was because of the newness of what you were doing. That sense of newness, that variety, that differentness was what caused your brain to wake up, to be vital, to pay attention. When your brain has to compare and contrast, perceive differences, and in noticing those differences, then can say, well, this thing is like this thing, and this is dissimilar, so you're forming relationships. When that's happening, your brain is very active, and it's so active that, in fact, you don't notice things like time passing or even people walking by, for that matter. If you're really intent, if you're really in that learning stage, the learning switch, so to speak, is turned on. So variety is one of those things that is essential in order for the learning switch to be turned on. And if you look at it in relation to the lesson that I did in the last blog post, and if you didn't get a chance to do it, I invite you to go back and look at the last blog post and do that lesson with me, and you'll notice the number of different ways that we did each movement, the number of different variations that were built into the lesson, and those were designed especially so that your brain would really pay attention, because you've probably done movements like that before, pretty basic, easy movements that we did, but the way that we did them with those really strange kind of different things with the eyes and the neck turning, those things were not things you've probably done before or not in a while, and so that variation was one of the ways that caused your brain to wake up. Did you know that when you are in that learning state, when you have that learning switch turned on, you actually form new connections in your brain, in the area that's governing that movement? You form new connections at a rate of 1.8 million new connections every second. That's over 1 billion in a minute. And what that means is you have a tremendous growth possibility in your brain when you're in that learning zone. And the trick is to get in the learning zone. One of the ways is by employing movement with attention. And when you're doing that movement with attention, you want to inject as much variety as possible into your learning. And this goes for whenever you're learning anything. Good teachers know this. They try and make things different and exciting and unusual. Some teachers use comedy. Some teachers use, they try and just make it interesting by little individual touches that they put in that nobody else knows about. Oh, I didn't know that. And that causes your brain to say, oh, okay, this is different. It's not the same thing that we were doing before. It's not habitual. It's causing you to get out of your comfort zone. The comfort zone is not the best place to learn. So anytime you really want to learn something new, it's very important to inject that variety. That variety is the spice of life. Once again, thank you for joining me today. I hope this was helpful for you in your quest to learn whatever it is you want to learn. And I invite you to leave any comments or questions down below. I'd love to hear from you. And please share this on Facebook or tweet this on Twitter or share it on any other social networking sites that you feel you'd like to. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.